at the most granular level when you have many-to-many or one-to-many relationships. Like in accounting system, you might have what is called a well and be represented as at a unit level of, on a merit application, you might have 10 wells. So what was some of the challenges of tying the wells and together to achieve that?
So many relationships between one well to multiple completions, or one asset having multiple wells, and then a company can have multiple companies that can own the same well multiple times. We did face those challenges at Jonah, not at the company level. The structure was very simple, but at a well completion level, mostly in the financial statements, not in the pro count. They did not have any completions, any wells with more than one completions. But with financials, we did face that issue, and Data Warehouse has that functionality that you can set it up in a way where you can have an attribute relate to multiple attributes at the same time. And when you actually see it in the Excel spreadsheet, you can either see it repeating or it gets handled pretty nicely in the Excel sheet or the spot file. And you don't actually have to build that relationship. That is the whole purpose that you do it behind the scenes.
A reporting tool like SSRS or Power BI, do you still have to go through Excel to pull, or do you have another semantic layer where you can get the data?
So the connection actually is to the analysis server, and that is what Excel is pointing to. So instead of using Excel, you can replace Excel by using Power BI or SSRS. Now, a lot of times, if you don't want to use the analysis services, and if you want to use the expertise-wise, if you have SQL, these analysis services actually based off of SQL views. So you can hit the views with the data that's already present, convert it into and test it out in the data warehouse. And you can point your application to the SQL if you want to, and then retrieve data from there and do your analysis.
Making changes to those views is very simple. It's just as long as you know SQL and you know the pretty straightforward process in which the data warehouse thinks about building your cubes. It's like if a user sends me an email saying, hey, we've got this totally subjective way of classifying wells together, can you add a column to the data warehouse that populates in multiple spots that says add wells within this date range of tier 1, wells within this date range of tier 2. Can you add something that just says tier 1, tier 2, and I can do that in an hour at the most, and it's really fast. The only thing that would keep things from just like instantly dropping in is just, like controls and processes in place that keep people from just dumping stuff in there without there being reviewed. But at a very basic level, you can get any information you want into the data warehouse pretty quickly.